a massive new maze event, and an inkling into what Little Girl's rescuer ability is going to be? Let's begin. Welcome back to another episode, guys. Let's talk about what we got last week. So last week we got the Twilight Banquet event, or the Halloween event part 1 if you want to call it that, where it had different parts to this event. We had the bell tower part of it, where you had to log in every day to receive clues, fragments, spyglasses, a portrait frame, and more rewards. Every day you get a different reward, and they had a very fancy UI. We had the preparation quest that was mostly just missions that you had to complete to be able to receive decorations that didn't actually seem to decorate anything, but you just cut out pumpkin faces and stuff like that. You could also get candy corns that are technically the tokens that you need to be able to purchase things in the event store, and you can get other rewards too. Of course, you guys have already seen what you can get in the event store. You can already purchase 2 out of the 4 items. You can get the beta accessory in that store, or you can get the barmaid's emote or whatever that one is. In the normal store, we got Embalmer's Phoenix S-tier skin from last Halloween, and the A-tier accessory to match, of course. That was the Midnight Emissary accessory. They've returned. We can also get a Halloween Spyglass package that's 288 echoes and gives you 100 spyglasses, some clues, and of course some fragments. Or you can get the Halloween Spyglass Mega package that's 588 echoes, gets you 200 spyglasses, clues, and fragments as well. You can use those spyglasses you've got from that package for some items that they added to the Spyglass store. They added some new dishes that I think are meant to be there permanently now, that are the popcorn, the liqueur, chocolate, and the caramel apples, that are all things that you can use in the waiting lobby for a match. You could also get Postman's Spectre skin, that is his A-tier skin, and that was from previous Halloweens, and we can get Forward's Halloween bucket accessory, Thief's pinwheel gun accessory, and Halloween chase music for both survivors and for hunters. But they apparently reduced the casting distance for some survivor dance emotes. I'm not sure what that means, but I think it means that the survivors that are dancing that have a lot of movement maybe just don't go as far away from the original point of the emote. I'm not sure. Maybe some people were using that to like go through walls and hide from hunters. I am not completely sure. Okay, what's coming out this week? Well, of course, we're getting the second part for the Halloween event, the proper Twilight Banquet event, where if we complete the story, we can receive 2 graffitis and a Happy Halloween piece of furniture that looks like you're meant to put it on your wall. It has like banners and Happy Halloween and stuff like that. So that's going to look quite cool in people's rooms if you've got an empty space on your wall. We have a new game mode that I'll be talking about shortly that's called the Nocturnal Escape. And if you complete that, you'll be able to receive 2 graffitis and probably some more rewards as well. I'm not completely sure, they didn't confirm that. And of course, we still have access to exchange tokens for the usual rewards. We will probably be getting more of the candy corns in this event, so that means you'll be able to get the barmaid skin, that is the A-tier one, that is Last Dance, or you'll be able to get Wax Artist's Conviction B-tier skin. What is this Nocturnal Escape event? Well, this is the one that we were talking about before, where they've changed up Red Church for an event, and it's not going to be getting rid of Red Church, it's just going to be an in-game event separate from the normal map, where we have to go through mazes, get to the end, and escape Red Church. As I understand, there are 3 parts to this kind of event, or this maze per se. There's the church map part, the graveyard part, and also the carpet part. I'm not really sure if they're separate maze events or if they're all part of one. I assume they are all part of one. The church map part of it, you have to go through the correct path. You have to knock down some pallets, the correct ones, to be able to open up blocking points that might be able to block other survivors from going through the maze. I think you also have to be collecting different items during this time that you're going through the maze, and if you get enough, you'll be able to meet a certain condition. There's the graveyard part, where you have to find a teleporter or a path or something to the next part of the maze, find pumpkins, and there are bats that will try and slow you down by if you kind of get feared too much, you'll kind of go in the opposite direction to the way that you were planning on going. And they've also got candle traps that act the same way as Wax Artist. If you get kind of wax on you, you get slowed down. And then there's the final part that is the carpet part. You go through another part of the maze, and if you collect enough items, or you reach the gate, or the time gets to the limit, you will escape and win, as I understand, or at least get to the carpet maze part. I am unsure, but it looks like a lot of fun, and I'm sure that lots of people will have some fun playing it, at least for a couple of days. Of course, with the Halloween event, we'll be getting the Red Church Halloween variant map, that if whenever you play on Red Church, instead of having the normal Red Church, you will have the Halloween themed version. Well, this is what I expect. This is what they usually do every year, so they haven't really confirmed this, but this is what happens. So you can expect the Red Church will be much darker on the day of Halloween. In the store, you'll be able to purchase, for Echoes I can imagine, and maybe for Fragments too, I'm not completely sure, the S costume package for Acrobat that has the S tier skin for Acrobat and the A tier Acrobat accessory that are all called Tea Party or Tea Party themed. And this is the special Halloween S tier skin for the event. Also, you'll be able to get 4 pieces of furniture in the store: the pumpkin tree man, that's what I'm calling them, I don't know if they have official names, the pumpkin witch hat, and the pumpkin pile. They're all very cool, and I might consider buying them to add to my room because it's really cool to have pumpkins in your room. Let's now talk about what we will be getting in the future. Apparently, either right now or coming in the next week or so, there is the IDV Zepeto collaboration that isn't something that directly affects Identity 5, but is something that's Identity 5 themed in another app. The Zepeto app is a 3D avatar chat and meet app, and they've added 2 different models, and I believe they'll be adding some more in the future, because at least the poster seemed to suggest so. You can get the patient or psychologist skin avatar thing, and you can change your portrait, and I can imagine you can also use it to be able to chat to others and meet each other in the app. This is an interesting one. It's the S tier, of course, for both of these 2 survivors. So yeah, this is a weird collaboration, but I guess it kind of makes sense for NetEase to use some of their 3D files. Here we've got some leaks for Season 24. I am unsure if this is from IDV Curiosity. This morning I tried to go onto their page, and apparently their page doesn't exist anymore. If someone has any clarity on what happened, or if they've changed or moved their username to something else, please tell me, because I can't find them anymore, and I hope that they're doing okay, because they do some really good stuff for the community. But we've had some leaks for what the skins are going to be, probably for Season 24. We can expect probably that we're going to get the S tier skin for Wu Chang, A tier skin for Embalmer and Little Girl, and B tier skins for Naiad, Weeping Clown, Nightmare, and Novelist. We don't really know when Season 24 is going to happen. It looks like the Bungo Stray Dogs has been delayed indefinitely. We don't really know what's happening with that. I'm assuming we're just skipping this whole essence completely and moving on to the next essence. I'm just unsure at this point. Feels a little bit confusing. We also need to remember that in the next couple of months we'll be getting the new event Ashes of Memory, so that means that will also kind of clash with some of the events and stuff like that. They need to make sure that that comes out at the right time, because they've promised that. It's just a lot of chaos, if I'm really honest here. We've also had a leak, again, I'm assuming it was originally from IDV Curiosity, I'm not completely sure, so please don't quote me on this, but I can imagine other people have also covered this. Little Girl's adult model seems to have been leaked. Maybe this is just someone made it, could be a fan thing, and she looks very fancy indeed. She kind of has some novelist vibes, and she has the ability to use a camera, similar to photographer. I wonder what her name is going to be. Maybe she's going to be called the journalist or the reporter or something like that. That would definitely kind of give her a reason to come back to the manor to be able to cover what happened to Orpheus, maybe. Moving on to the talk in the manor, where I respond to comments you guys left on my recent video. We have a comment here by Ryu that says, I feel like NetEase just buffs or debuffs to please, not to make the game balanced. Changing up the meta every new season gives opportunities for more team comps and actual fun, rather than seeing the same 5 hunters or survivors all over again. It's just that NetEase only ever listens to people who complain immediately, rather than letting everyone get the hang of kiting or going against a new survivor or hunter. This has always been the case. They never really give time for a hunter to be able to be to fit in. They never really let survivors fit in either. They just usually kind of buff or nerf them a week after they've been released, or even 2 weeks after they've been released, where people are still trying to work out how good this character is, how to play them, how to kite them. The majority of players, of course, will have no clue how to play against them, because some people just haven't played for a week or so. They come against this hunter, they don't understand what the abilities do. Most people still don't even understand what Hermit's abilities even do. They played against him and they don't understand it, so of course they're not going to understand how to win against him, meaning that they'll just kind of lose a lot against him. It doesn't really mean that that character is really strong. The survivors sometimes can appear to be very strong at the beginning, and then after time, hunters can start to learn how to deal with them, how their abilities work, and how to counter them and stuff like that. And seeing win rates or something like that at the beginning doesn't really help, because you don't really know how strong that character is until people work out themselves how to counter them. Are you excited for this new Nocturnal Escape event where you have to escape Red Church? Please tell me down in the comments below, and whilst you're down there, remember to like and subscribe and check out the BlackPhoenix IDV channel. I upload content on the day of the patch so you guys can know exactly what came out on the day of the patch, because of course there's more information every single time. They add little things that sometimes you will miss. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye bye.